Alright, so for Tuesday, April 7th, we are going to start chapter 11. So you should find the chapter 11 math pages in the packet that I gave out right before spring break. And this is going to be talking about three-dimensional shapes. Three-dimensional shapes. So our essential question says, how can you identify and describe three-dimensional shapes? So how do we identify it? How many sides, how many vertices does it have? And then how can we use that to help describe what that shape looks like? So we are going to draw to sort the 3D dimensional shapes. So we are sorting on this first page, we are sorting all of these shapes into two groups. So we're going to draw around each group to show how they would be sorted. The two shapes that you see here are spheres, which, let me get out my actual sphere. So that would be like a ball, a basketball, a soccer ball, tennis ball, ping pong ball, any of those things. So that would be a sphere. And then we have our cubes. And that's going to be like the square tissue boxes, blocks that you build with, things like that. So that's our cube. And so we are sorting these pictures into those two categories. So if I am sorting them by cubes and spheres, I would draw them into those two groups. All of these up here are cubes. All of these down here are spheres. We could also group these a little bit differently. So using a different color, I could also sort them into blue and orange or red. So I could group them based on their color. But that wouldn't be sorting them by shape, but we can put them into two different groups that way. So if you want to sort by color, you could do blue versus orange. If you want to do the actual shape, you could do cubes versus spheres. And then you could also do one more sort, and that would be large. The larger shapes versus the smaller shapes. So these are all really small, these are bigger, and then these are smaller. So you could sort them that way as well. So there's three different ways that you could sort those, but you just want to be, you just want to be talking about different ways to sort objects. But for me personally, I definitely wanted to point out the different shapes because that's what we're getting ready to get into and learn and understand the different names. So noticing those spheres versus the cubes. And so on the back page, that is exactly what it wants you to focus on, is how to name these different shapes. What are the names of them? So I already showed you, like a ball would be a sphere. That's probably gonna give you a shadow. But we've got a sphere. And then of course, most of you probably know a cone because that would be like an ice cream cone. If you had some ice cream to put on there, that would be a cone. Then we have a cylinder, which you could find probably in your pantry or cabinet at home, like a can or a soda can would be in the shape of a cylinder. So there is an example of that. And then we have a rectangular prism, which is, cube is next, which was an actual square, and it's squared off. But a rectangular prism, you notice it is a little bit longer. So it does not have a square face here. It does on this side. But then these four sides are a little longer, making it a rectangular prism because it has a rectangle face. So that would be like the longer tissue boxes that you might see. So I challenge you to look around your house and see if you can make a list of all of these shapes. There's one more that's not listed there, and I'll just go ahead because I know my first graders love to learn things that they aren't supposed to know yet, that they're not going to learn until second or third grade. They love to hear these new words. So here we actually have another 3D shape, and it's square on the bottom, but it is pointy. So it's not a cone because it's not round on the bottom, but it's not a cube because it actually has a point to it. So this is actually called a pyramid. So it's kind of like the pyramids that you would see in Egypt, right? So you can see there that it's a square, but then it comes to a point. So a pyramid, there's going to be lots of different pyramids you learn about, different shaped pyramids, when you get into 4th and 5th grade, so you all will be very ready. All right, so I challenge you to look around your house and see if you can find spheres, cones, cylinders, rectangular prisms, and cubes in like everyday objects. So my phone, for example, would be a rectangular prism, even though it's not really thick. It has those rectangular sides. This marker would kind of be like a cylinder because it is a long, round object. My eraser here is a rectangular prism. So look for those things around your house and see if you can make a list or send me pictures of some of the different examples you've found in your home. All right. So using 3D shapes, sort the shapes into these 3 groups. So we are going to ignore that pyramid for now, but using the other 5 shapes that we were just given. So a sphere, does it have a flat surface? So no, it doesn't have any flat surface that we can sit down onto the table and it stand up. So that is going to be only a curved surface. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try our very best to draw a sphere, kind of like they did up here. We want to draw that sphere in this box. So we draw a circle, and then we kind of give it like a little curved edge there, and then another curved edge there to try to make it look 3D. I'm not good at 3D shapes. Okay, so the next object that was listed at the top of our paper was a cone. So does the cone have only flat surfaces? So it does have a flat surface, right? There's one flat surface that I can stand it up on. But then if I flip it over here, is that a flat surface? Is that able to stay right there on that flat surface? No. So that's spinning around because it's curved. That is a rounded, curved surface. So does it only have flat? Does it only have curved? No. It has both flat and curved. So we are going to draw that cone down here at the bottom. And so we draw that by starting with like a triangle. And then we want that bottom to kind of curve out a little bit. And then again, give it that rounded dotted line. Okay, the next one that is up at the top is the cylinder. So does the cylinder have a flat surface that it can stand up on? Yes, I can stand it up on that side and I can stand it up on that side. But then what happens on this side? Is that a flat surface? No, that's a curved surface. So it rolls. So did it only have flat? No, because it rolled on this side. Did it only have curved? No. So it is going to have both flat and curved surfaces. So we're going to draw it down here. So I start by 2 straight lines. And then I kind of give it an oval at the top. And then kind of an oval at the bottom. You give a dotted line when really you can't see through that object. So, okay, the next one is the rectangular prism. So, does it have a flat surface? Yes. I could set it flat this way. It doesn't roll. Could set it flat here, 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 here. All of those are flat surfaces. Are there any curved surfaces? Nope. They're all completely flat. So that is going to be only flat surfaces. This one is a little tricky. For sure. I'm not going to do well with this. Not too horrible. And the last one is the cube. So again, does it have any flat surfaces? That it lays flat? Yes, absolutely. Does it have any curved surfaces? Nope. This is flat. Nothing is curved or round about it. It is pointy and flat. So that is going to be only flat surfaces. So now we're going to draw a cube. Okay, so we ended up with 2 shapes that only have flat surfaces. They are completely flat, no round curved. We ended up with 1 only curved surface, which would be the ball or the sphere. And then we had 2 that had flat surfaces and curved surfaces. So the rectangular prism and cube were flat surfaces only. The sphere was curved only. And the cone and the cylinder had both. All right. So on the 3rd page, Here, parents, I'm going to let you walk your child through each of these. If you're able to find those objects around your house, please, please, please use those to help you complete this third page to count the number of flat surfaces that are on those objects, just so it's in their hands and they're able to identify that a little easier. And then at the bottom, you are writing the shape, the actual shape. So this is not a ball. This is a sphere. This is not a party hat. This is not a block. Name it by its actual shape. So if you don't remember, flip back and compare those pictures to the shapes up here and spell it correctly since it is on your packet. And on the back, you've got some questions you're going to answer based on the clues that you're given. And parents, again, I'll let you help your child, and then I will post the answer key on Class Dojo. If you have any questions, please let me know.